and welcome to Link Ahead, the City of Dublin podcast. We are diving into big plans for Dublin centered around two words combined into one word, which is Sports Ohio.
That's right. For now, anyway, Bruce.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's the indoor-outdoor sports park that we purchased in 2024 with plans to create a premier athletic and recreation campus. And we are thrilled to have two of the executives behind this initiative, Joe Bauserman, the new GM of Sports Ohio, and Scott Rodgers, the Sports Facilities Company's VP. Welcome to Link Ahead.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. And Joe, as I mentioned, you're kind of brand new in this job, a little over a month into it. And we just want to hear a little bit about you. Tell our listeners about yourself.
I played football at Ohio State for Coach Tressel. And then before that, I was drafted by the Pirates. But currently, I am married with two young daughters, and we are full sports fanatics. We play every sport there is. We stay busy year round, and so, we're just excited to be here.
Great. Excited to have you.
We're going to go back into your past a little bit, going down the road here. So what really attracted you to this position?
At my previous job, I was a facility manager in Virginia, and I think the next career step for me was probably a general manager of a sports facility, and then you look up sports facilities, and there's Sports Facilities Company, and it was pretty easy. And then all of a sudden, Dublin popped up, and the general manager position there just intrigued me. I lived here during college. I lived over by Tuttle Mall, so I knew the area well. I spent a lot of time in Dublin. I do have family that still lives in Hilliard, and so it just made sense and made like the right career move. At the same time, excited to be back in the area. I know what Dublin has to offer. So.
Right. And Scott, when you heard about Joe and that he was interested in this job, you saw his resume, you called him the perfect candidate for this position. Tell us more about that.
Well, it was just a great interview when I had a chance to meet with him and talk in person. But the connections to the community was a big one. Obviously, Ohio State is a huge piece of the puzzle, and being an Ohio State football fan, that was fun. But he remains cool under pressure was one of the first things I noticed on the call. Just felt like he was not going to get rattled, and that's key in this position because there's just a lot of things you got to deal with. And so I felt he did really well in that one. I just got a sense that he was project-oriented to the point where, like, some of the things he was doing right now, he needed to get done while we were talking, and so I was impressed with that. And then just his work ethic, that he was willing to work hard, and it's going to take a lot of that to get this facility up and running to where we want to get it to. And so that and his personality just seemed to fit really well.
I mean, I remember when we took over the property and we took a tour, it was like, oh my gosh, the potential of this place, like it is just going to be something spectacular, because we've been to other cities and seen things, but this is here and this is Dublin, and we're going to do it Dublin way. So Scott, we've partnered with your company, Sports Facilities, to operate the site. So you personally have decades of experience in recreation management, including 2 decades leading Cincinnati United Soccer Club. So tell us more about you.
Well, soccer's just been a huge piece of everything I've done. And what was fun for me is when the company reached out and said they were speaking with Dublin, I've played and coached and done things on the Sports Ohio facility. So I was very excited. I was like, hey, I know that one. I can come back and be an asset to what we're doing. So soccer's been a huge piece of my life. I love all sports. Wasn't built to do every sport, so I could do. But soccer was the big one for me. But executive director at Cincinnati United was an honor and a privilege. Built that club from the ground up and was hired to do so. And so we put it into something pretty special down that way. And all the clubs up here were always our benchmark back then. And then it was fun to become their benchmark as we were continuing to develop. So it became a great competition. But loved being involved in that. But also had the honor of being a college coach for a long time, both men and women's side. So coached Division I at Wright State University. Wow. So that was a whole new experience and was fun. Married with 2 wonderful children who are older now, so I'm on the opposite end of Joe. Both my kids are in college and looking to graduate here within about a year. My son graduates this May. My daughter will probably graduate next winter. She also got engaged, so experiencing
congrats.
that world. So it's evolving as we go forward. But sports have always been a part of my life, and it's an honor really to to be at this stage of my career and still being part of sports. And it was a natural fit to move into facilities and running of events. So.
Yeah, that sounds great. And your company, SFC, is no joke. You guys have 90 or so venues around the country. What made you want to add Dublin to the mix?
Well, it was just a natural fit. I mean, first and foremost, our mission statement fits into improve the health and economic vitality of the communities we work with. And that's what you wanted to do. When I sat in the very first meeting and how people wanted to integrate the facility into the into the local community and not only bring about money, and it's always great to bring money into the facility, into the community and put heads in beds in restaurants, but also to involve the community in the health and well-being. I kept hearing everything about, we're going to get the adult leagues going, right? We're going to get all the adult leagues going.
Oh my gosh, those adult soccer players, I'll tell you what.
And lacrosse going and other things too. So I just felt like, in my first couple meetings, it fit really well. But also the people here, it is a good community, and there's a lot of wonderful people and wanting to be the most connected city and people wanting to be able to ride their bikes and go places and technology and everything I hear when I'm talking to my employers was being said here as well. So it just meshed really well, and I think the future meshes extremely well.
Awesome. So a couple questions now on the current operations of Sports Ohio. So, and what's coming in the future. So Joe, as GM, you'll focus on day-to-day operations, or you're focused on it right now. So, and you're looking at the maintenance, the vision, and the culture. So what do these look like now? And then what is that going to look like in the future?
Yeah, so right now we have a small staff. We're currently building that out, but that small staff's done an amazing job to get us to where we're at right now. We're getting both field sports and Soccer First open. And so really applaud them for getting that going. And then for maintenance-wise, it's a 30-year-old building. So there's a lot of upgrades and aesthetics that need to happen. But currently we are working with what we got, and we'll just continue to build on that.
Any thoughts on what are the differences in how a complex like this would operate as a city entity versus a privately owned one?
Yeah, I think as a privately owned entity, it's going to be more for profit. They're going to maybe not staff as many, obviously, staff members, but as a public entity, I think we'll be looking for more of a customer experience. We'll be looking to have a few more extra staff, create that experience, and get some more offerings out there on the table for not only food and beverage, but just the overall experience.
So both of you know, and Scott, you kind of mentioned this, that, Dublin is involved. We don't just we want resident input. We want input into everything. So how can residents and community people get involved with Sports Ohio?
Well, first of all, come out and see us.
There we go.
Participate in the leagues, come out and use the facility. I've seen people walking around the park and around the areas to get some exercise. So, come out and just participate in what we do, I think is the first key. Some other opportunities are follow us on social media. Mm-hmm. We've got a lot of new things that are going to be coming in the future. And like Joe said, we're opening up a 30-year-old facility, so it takes time to dig through some things. But each new piece will come about, and as it does, come out and visit it. Bringing some tournaments and events back that were formerly in the facility that maybe the community didn't know about. We'll market those and promote those, and it's not just soccer as well. So we've talked about long drive contest. Mm-hmm. We've talked about lacrosse, ultimate, the Frisbee events, to bring those in. We're going to have a unique, different styles of events than maybe people have known were done on the Sports Ohio complex, and we're looking forward to bringing them in. And
how many thousands of pickleball courts are you? I'm sure that's the number one question.
Pickleball.
For now they do. But does anyone remember racquetball? Like how big that was in the 80s?
Yep.
Like what's after pickleball? It's for you guys to figure out.
Yeah, I guess that's the one to stay on top of. But right now, pickleball's a big one, and it is fun to watch how it combines older generation with the younger generation. You can play against each other, so it's great to match those two.
Our producer is quite the pickleballer. He's like a 3-2 or something like that. What is he's a 4.
I'm not sure.
Like a
I still don't know what that means.
Do you think
is
he's
that like
the
a
older
handicap
generation?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I'm more of a ping pong player.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. I like that. And I think what's so interesting about this process is you guys came on and, you're running the facility. So you've got it up and running. You're bringing back, rentals and leagues and all of that. At the same time, there's this bigger visioning process going on, and that'll have a lot of community input. We talked a little bit about rebranding. Will it be called Sports Ohio? Will it be called something else? And of course, we're going to be working with the community on that in the months to come. But to be doing the day-to-day operations and looking bigger, longer term, that's something that's a little bit unique, I think.
I think you're stumbling onto the biggest issue we do have, which is everyone's so excited about what might come and what the future looks like. But we want to make sure we're doing a really good job for the community with the current events that we're running. And so staying focused on making sure the driving range is as nice as it can be, and the par 3 golf course is accessible to everybody and ready to run, and making sure the events go well, but not forgetting about those adult leagues and things. But keeping our eye on what the future looks like, because it's really bright here for this community.
With that in mind, can you share maybe a story or two from one of the other SFC facilities, where the community spirit really helped drive passion for a connection in a facility like this?
Absolutely. So, like you said, we're running 90 to 100 facilities as we speak right now. So there's so many stories that we could share and encourage people to follow on social media on the different things that we do with our communities. But a couple that came to mind for me was I got to go down to the Naples facility, the Paradise Coast facility down there, and the way they intertwine their community with events and things like that is really unique. So on a Friday, and I was there on a Friday, watching certain fields being used by the community to just go out and play and have fun, but yet there were league games going on other fields, and then there was a soccer tournament that was starting as well. They do run a professional soccer team as well down there, so a lower level than the Columbus Crew here in town. But things like that were going on, and then they have a cove, which is an area where they have concerts and music, and people come out and drink and dance, and all of it going on at the exact same time. But what turned it and made me think of it for what your question is when the hurricane hit down there, the facility quickly turns into a place where everyone can come for refuge. They were able to hand out water, hand out food. You could come there if you were struggling with things, and the entities were set up and so that you could get community help. And so how fast these facilities can go from a fun entertainment facility to an area where everyone can get the help that they need. So that's why Naples popped in my head.
Yeah, and you just reminded me a few weeks ago we had a big snowstorm here, and I know we reached out to Sports Ohio and said, hey, if we happen to need a warming center or anything like that, can you guys help out? And you guys immediately were like, absolutely, we're on board. So you're going to be great community partners.
Yeah, and that's what we want to be. And that's the key, I think, for these facilities, especially when they're intertwined with the community, is you're there for whatever is needed. And sometimes it's fun and entertainment and things that, people just want to be a part of, and other times it's a need, right? And we want to be there for both.
So Florida has the benefit of being nice weather all year round.
Oh, yeah.
We've lived through snow, and I don't know when that's ever going to melt. But is there any complex in the Midwest that you could say, hey, this is what kind of Dublin is going to look like in the future?
Well, I actually feel like the answer to that question is kind of no, because I think we're going to take this facility in some unique directions.
Good.
And I'm excited to see bits and pieces of other facilities. So I was just mentioning in a meeting we were in just recently with Elizabethtown down in Kentucky is a beautiful outdoor facility, baseball, soccer, football, and there's a lot of pieces of that puzzle I think we'll see here. And I think it is another one that's really entwined with the community and doing some neat things. Had some similar experiences where when their community needed something, that park could be used, but also the rec leagues and the different events that they run, and then tournaments, to the point now they're actually building an outdoor amphitheater, which will be unique to see how that meshes in. But Elizabethtown will have pieces. Naples will have pieces. Our company will bring some of the best of the ideas to the table and see what everybody's interested in doing. But with this big facility and Dublin's desire to take things uniquely, I don't think there'll be a facility that'll be exactly the same. I think you'll walk in and go, oh, I've seen that over here or that over here.
Let's build on that a little bit, Joe. How do you think we can make Dublin a benchmark for facilities around the country?
Just piggybacking off Scott there, it's really taken the best of other facilities throughout the country and then making Dublin its own unique animal. It's just really going to be the opportunities are endless, and it's kind of not exhausting to think about them all the time, but we're just excited to get that vision and focus on the opportunities ahead.
He's been in Dublin a month. He's already exhausted. So we got it. We got it.
That's more of the snow shoveling.
That's true.
How old are your kids again? They ran out there?
4 and 6.
Okay. All right. And what sports do you have them playing right now? Everything, right?
How long is this? Let's see. We did tennis. We do golf, swimming, gymnastics. We're in t-ball, coach pitch now. I know we're starting basketball.
All right, tell me, are you pitching? Because that's how you started your career as a pitcher.
I'm trying to stay away.
Okay.
I want to hands off as much, but let them enjoy it. I ask them all the time. I say, which one's your favorite? And they say all of them. And I'm just like, we'll just stick with that right now.
All right, that's good. That's good. So, like, if we look in our crystal ball and we can see the future of this, what is the picture that our listeners? What are they going to see at Sports Ohio or whatever it's called in the future?
I think it's going to be something that's going to be very exciting for them and something they'll be very proud of. Things that I think are really unique here in Dublin is how you intertwine Mother Nature, so trees and green grass and a beautiful area with modern conveniences. All you have to do is look at the bridge downtown, and you can see how it connects the modern with an older part of the community, and how people can intertwine, how beautiful it is. That's the vision I think that people should have for this facility, and see modern tournaments and different things come in, but yet go for a walk and listen to the birds and be able to see the green grass. I would say that would be the crystal ball vision I hope comes to life.
Yeah, I'll add to that, and I think just overall the family experience, come there and be able to enjoy the game, go for a walk, and nice, safe, clean environment is really what we're looking for.
That's exactly what we're talking about. You guys have both been in sports, involved for a number of years, from a lot of different levels. What is it about sports, athletics, that can really bring a community together, and then also, from the city side, drive economic development?
It's just something pertains to everybody. Dad can enjoy the game. Mom and dad can enjoy beverages. The kids can have fun, watch the game, watch their favorite player playing, watch their sibling playing. Just kind of, again, that family atmosphere and that experience.
Competition's one that always comes to me is people love to compete, right? At different levels, whether it's an adult rec league where everybody's coming out and having some fun and competing.
Wait. You're supposed to have fun in adult rec leagues? Lindsay's quite the volleyball so I just wanted you to hear that, Lindsay.
The competitive part, maybe.
But that's what makes it fun sometimes, right? Is the competitive part. But I think competition does bring a lot of a community together, whether it's competing internally or competing externally to put something on that others can't do. I think that's a big one for everybody. And then bringing people together. I think there's just not enough environments anymore where we get to interact together. And so a facility like this is going to bring people for 1,000 different reasons, but they're there together and they're having fun. And like you said, family atmospheres. Both my kids played multiple sports and we traveled all over the country. And I don't know if we remember the score of a single game. We do remember the trophies, but you don't remember too much. But I can tell you, we remember hanging out and having meals together in a hotel together, talking to each other while we're driving to and from. And I think a facility like this will help bring the community together and then give them a place to compete.
Wow. I think there's a concept, I think it's called the third place. And it's like you've got your home, you've got work, and what's that other place? And Dublin's always really intentional about trying to create those types of places for people. And I can't think of a better example than, where you're spending your weekends with your kids on the soccer field or, just out there doing something with the community, enjoying the green space that we're going to have. But you guys really sound like you're going to create something special. And we're excited about that.
Yeah, as we are.
Well, I think it's something special to start with already. I mean, Sports Ohio, 30-year-old facility, but does have some really good foundation to what needs to be brought in. And you connect Dari Park right across the street, and you've already got a great setup. And then now you modernize it and bring it to a level that I think Dublin wants and expects. I think you'll have something really special.
All right, and Joe, we can't let you go without talking about your football, baseball career. So you played quarterback at Ohio State, and that is just, everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's so many kids' dreams is to be a quarterback at Ohio State. You played for minor league baseball. Like, all right, first of all, if you could if back in the day somebody said, I want to be a baseball player or a football player, what are you going to be?
Both.
Both,
I mean,
obviously.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that's the dream, right?
That's it.
Joe knows. Like
Joe
both.
knows.
Yeah, Joe knows. I like that.
And then
Might be a new motto right now.
Right.
Joe
That's
knows.
it. That's it. So, how did you walk on to OSU? Like, what is this whole process like? I can't. We live in an age now where it's NIL and all this stuff, and then I read that you walked on. So, how does that even happen?
So the process started. Might take a minute, but so out of high school, I played. I was down in Florida, and I was playing at a high school that was very gifted with athletes and got lots of looks. And I ended up coming up for a camp at Ohio State, and Coach Tressel and Coach Daniels came over, started talking to us, and next thing I know, they offered a scholarship. And 6 months later happened, and we go to the MLB draft, and I get drafted. The next morning, I get a phone call from Coach Tressel. He says, "Congratulations! Don't pass up that opportunity, and give me a call when your career ends." And so,
Oh, wow.
that's essentially what happened. I had some injuries, and I was looking for more. What's the word? Structure in my life.
Sure.
And obviously getting a degree was important. And so after 3 years, I called up Coach Tressel, and he's like, "Well, I don't have a scholarship right this moment, but come on and, work hard and show them that you still have it." And so I did for the fall, and then I got a scholarship in the winter.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That is awesome. All right. So, Lieutenant Governor, did you see that coming at all? Did you predicted that he?
I mean, I think his nickname is the senator. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I think at some point, I mean, it just fits him so well, and I'm glad he's in that position and wish him well. So yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah, no surprise that he's a legend around here. So
No,
pretty
he's
cool to
great. He's
play
awesome.
for him.
Yep.
All right, with baseball, the minor league schedule, is that as daunting as it sounds?
Yep, it's pretty Bull Durham as it sounds. A lot of 3 nights here, 3 nights there. Spring training in Florida, home for 2-3 months, and so it's a lot of left and right, up and down, and so that's why I think I was looking for a little structure in my life, and that's why college football had the opportunity. So it's hard to pass that up.
Was it a shock to go from Florida to Columbus? I mean, just the weather alone was that.
Yeah. Weather-wise, yes. I'm not I don't care for the heat down in Florida, so yeah. I did enjoy it a little bit, and then I have family in the area, so I've been here and I've been around, so I knew what to expect.
Okay. All right.
Wow. Awesome. We end every episode with rapid fire questions. So we're coming at you. You ready for it?
Here we go.
And this will be for both of you. So we'll start with you, Scott, and we'll talk about right now. What's your favorite sport to play?
Well, I have to say soccer because that's the one I'm probably the best at. But with college basketball about to come out, basketball's always been a huge one for me. I enjoy basketball, but soccer's probably the main one. But if I can also go hit a golf ball, I'm there. So I guess I'm kind of showing you I like a lot of sports.
There you go.
I'll just make it simple. I like golf.
There you go.
Nice. All right, Joe, we'll stick with you. Favorite sport to watch in person?
I will say recently I've been getting into the NCAA women's softball. It's exciting, fast-paced, and there's definitely some athletes out there.
Agreed. It is not baseball. It's a completely different sport.
Completely different.
Scott, how about you?
Oh, wow. I got to go back to soccer again, though, just because the Columbus Crew and FC Cincinnati here have built 2 amazing stadiums, and it's a great place to go watch the game. But, that might be my favorite right now to go watch.
All right. How about sport you wish you could play?
Oh, wow. Basketball's got to be right on the list. I mean, I've always loved basketball and things along those lines, so probably basketball.
I think I'm going to have to stick with golf. I play. I don't know how good I am, but I do wish I was better.
Actually, I think you've just stumbled onto why you took the job, because there's a driving range and a
We
small golf
understand now.
Where's Joe?
That's right.
All right, Scott. Coach or mentor who gave you the best pregame advice?
I again played soccer all the way through my career, and I had some amazing coaches in multiple sports and things like that. Greg Andrulis, which was the former coach here for the Columbus Crew, was also my college coach, and then I was one of his assistants for years. So Greg Andrulis probably sits high up on the list because of how motivating he was. But My high school coach also was Ohio State's head coach for a while after he was done with me. So I've had the honor. And then the last one I'll mention about that question is there was a gentleman named Ron Wigg that played professionally here and coached youth soccer, passed away several years ago. But to the soccer people that are out in the community, they'll hear the name Ron Wigg and say, Ron was great and special. So I'm blessed the coaches I've had an honor of playing under or working with, but those three for sure pop up in my head.
All right, Joe, who gave you the best pregame speech?
So I got a couple here. Coach Tressel was very good at his motivational talks. At the same time, he knew when to bring in a motivational speaker, and they were phenomenal and at the right time and the right games and all that. So that's the first one. And then I have to say my dad, he was a football coach for 37 years, and let's just say he could throw a couple trash cans around the room and get the guys fired up. So.
All right, let's stick with your dad hat or maybe your coach hat. What would be your advice for a young athlete, no matter the sport?
So I'll go back to Coach Tressel. He talked about this when I first got there, and it was basically talent is never enough. There's so much you can do that doesn't require talent to get better. And so I just tell all the young kids, keep working hard, and there's always something you can do to get better.
The one I always throw in, and again, I have a long coaching career, and those that have actually made it to the higher levels are the ones that are having fun. Like the parents that put pressure on them to try to be successful, and you talk about college scholarships and being a pro, those never make it. Like it's always the kid that is just having a blast and just have fun with it and enjoy the moment. And if you've been given all the right tools, you'll get there. If not, you'll have great experiences for later in life. So I think have fun.
I like that. All right, Scott, pregame ritual or superstition?
Didn't have a lot of superstitions. In college, I always tried to eat the same cereal before every game. That was a weird one.
What was that cereal?
It was just grape nut flakes back then with the banana cut up in it. But there wasn't a lot of options back then like there are now. But that one, and everyone always tells you not to drink milk, but that worked for me, and I didn't have that weight on my stomach or anything like that. Nice. But we used to also watch Hockey's Greatest Hits once in a while on the bus. I kind of like that one too. That always got you kind of motivated.
That's great.
All right, Joe.
So as baseball players, a lot of them have some wild superstitions, but it's pretty easy. Don't cross or don't step on the foul line. That's kind of an important one. Yeah. After you throw a ball, you walk around the mound a certain direction, but nothing crazy like wearing the same socks every day or until you give up a home run or something like that. So nothing too wild.
Oh, can I go? I got it. So when I ran cross country in high school, I would eat a raw potato for breakfast. That was my thing. A raw potato. You reminded me of this with your cereal thing. But I was
how on earth did you
This is back when you're supposed to carbo load, and I was like, I guess gotta eat a potato for breakfast.
That is hilarious. You peeled it first, right? You
peeled it, yeah. And I didn't eat it like an apple or anything. It was so.
You might be the first person I've ever heard that eat a raw potato.
You heard it here first.
Link ahead exclusive.
All right, next question. If you could meet any athlete or sports executive in the world, who would it be?
I'll do two since I did football and baseball. I was a Mickey Mantle fan. Mm-hmm. I always thought he was an impressive baseball player. And then football, I always enjoyed watching Brett Favre. I enjoyed the Gunslinger, the original, in my opinion. I know there was some before, but that's who I watched.
Yeah, be good.
Two that pop into my head are Michael Jordan for sure. Not only for his on the court stuff, because obviously just amazing, but some of his business things that he's done off the court as well. And then I hate to admit this publicly, but I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. And Jerry Jones, when it comes to how he runs his business, not maybe picking players, but how he runs his business. And I've followed his whole career, and it's pretty amazing how he everything's top notch. Everything's always beautiful.
Yeah. True. Yes, I have been to Jerry World before.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, so not just sports. Best meetup spot in Dublin after any event. Joe.
I have to date myself a little bit. So when I was in college, we would always go up to Brazen Heads. Uh-huh. It's no longer there.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the Dublin Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
the DVT.
Yeah.
Well, Brazen Head is now North High Brewing, and it's a great place to check out as well.
We'll have to try that out.
This one's hard. We did a function here just recently, and there are pens all over the place, but I just had a lot of fun down in that downtown area. So anywhere in that downtown area is a lot of fun, but had a great time. That would be a good one, everybody to go off and have fun. And I just envision kids running around and parents having fun. So pens would be a good one downtown.
Awesome. Yeah, you can't go wrong down there. All right, this has been a blast. So Joe and Scott, thank you so much for being here, and we feel like Sports Ohio is in great hands.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate the opportunity.
And to our listeners, thank you for taking the time to connect with your city. Tune in next time as we continue to explore the many personalities and experiences that make Dublin a thriving place to live, work, and grow. Hey!